Hello everyone and welcome back to Skyheiser Productions coverage of the 2022 St. Louis Open, put on by the St. Louis Disc Golf Club. We're at Logan University for the final round. Twig Hoop commentary, bringing you some of the best disc golf coverage in the Midwest. And how you doing today, Taylor?
Pretty good. We have Final 9. We have our sponsors, Four Hands Brewing Company, Jespin Disc, and Dark Ace. And we are at the beautiful Logan University course. Just lots of different shots here. And we have Alan Wagner, Pro Masters winner, right? MP40? Or was that Ledgestone? He won Ledgestone, I know that for sure. And we have Danny Beauchamp up from, sponsored by Prodigy. Won an A-tier Forsyth Decatur Open earlier this year as well. And we have the local, Phil McGuire.
Yeah, Phil's been playing well.
Yeah, he has. And then we have, rounding out the card, Adrian Chevalier, sponsored by Plastic Addicts.
Yeah, young gun. This dude bombs.
Yeah, he throws very far.
Still looking for his first A-tier win.
And we actually have
Alan Wagner coming off the hot round, and we got some FPO coverage for you.
Yeah, we are tied between Ellen Widboom and Allie Smith.
Yeah, and Allie and Ellen coming up hole 18 here, both getting off the tee, getting up the hill. Ellen in a weird spot here.
Yeah, between the two trees.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anybody have to do this, but
yeah,
wow, that's a rip.
That's a great shot. Oh, don't go be
sustain bounce.
Yeah, that's fine. She's in the gap now. She just has this hyzer over the road.
So this is Allie, and she's going hyzer, skipping it off the parking lot or just airing it all the way past it, and she should have a putt from over there.
Here's Ellen from the left side. She just has this gap hit that she needs to go for. Oh, playing the skip shot.
Great skip right at the basket. Pins it.
So put a lot of pressure on Allie now. Allie needs to convert this putt. Oh, just a little right.
Yeah, just a little right. A lot of nerves on that putt, and
Ellen went long.
Ellen did go a little bit long, so this is for the win.
Great putt.
Able to cash it, and
St. Louis Open FPO champion, Alan Widboom.
Alan! Speech!
To my sponsors, Innova Upper Park, Sun King Discs, and Disc Golf Pins. Appreciate it, and all the card mates.
congratulations, FPO champion 2022 St. Louis Open, Ellen Widboom. Alan Wagner leading us off. Yeah, this is basically a dead straight shot off the tee, or I guess you could throw a big high hyzer, or even a forehand, but you're trying to get down to the bottom of this hill and just have a nice look into this gap. And Alan kind of burns it over there.
Yeah, it puts it just a little low. Kind of want to be at this A pin that we see right in front of us.
Yeah, that's a great spot to land.
And then now we have Danny Beauchamp.
Debo. This kid rips, and when his putter's on, it can be pretty scary.
Oh, he clips those trees. That's like the one set of trees that you have to miss with that backhand shot.
Yeah,
you
you
flip it over too much.
You have to kind of flip it out, use the left side of the fairway and flip it late versus kind of pulling it on more of a hyzer line because that tree is here. And so now our competitors are kind of buying some time for Phil, who hit some traffic issues and just couldn't make it to the tee pad in time, and that's going to cost him. So Adrian's just throwing a huge spike hyzer here.
Oh, okay. I guess that's a play.
Yeah, and he kind of ends up in that like ditch on the left of the opening. Phil did not make it to the tee in time to tee off, so he's going to have to take a +4 to start his round. And Alan's trying to throw a straight shot down this path. Kind of turns it over. There's a lot of danger on this hole.
Not really any OB, so we do have a little bit of a painted circle on the right side. It's just a very deep pit, so there's a drop zone for that. It's not OB, but you just have the optional casual leaf from that drop zone painted.
Yeah, so Debo is about probably 330, 340 from the pin, but very tight tunnel to hit, and it kind of thick woods and a little hill on the left, and then there is a pond on the right that is OB if you're surrounded by water. Adrian trying to hit this tunnel.
Just clips a little bit, but he's in the open. He has a long look at it. Not really any danger behind the basket.
No, not really. Just some stuff that'll kind of catch your putter. Keep it there. And Debo got caught up on the left side about Circle 2's edge short. Trying to get the round started with a bang. Just a little short.
Yep. This is a tough hole. I was playing at playing .37 over par.
Yeah, tough hole, but a good kind of bonus birdie to start off your round if you can get it. And Alan's trying to put in a long one. Just a little short, but he'll have a tap in. Adrian is probably 50 feet here.
Good bid. Just a little right.
And nobody able to connect on this birdie on lead card. Adrian cleans up his par.
Close one.
Yeah, that was close. Pulled the putt a little bit, but the big gateway basket part was able to catch it.
Yeah.
Debo taps in.
And then we have Alan Wagner tapping as well.
Yeah, so Phil is going to have to take a quadruple bogey to start his round since he was unable to make the tee in time. And that's going to cost him.
Yep. And hole 2, downhill, 348 feet. This is significantly downhill. OB fence on the right, OB lawn creek. We are actually playing with a shorter basket here, so it's in front of the creek instead of over the creek this year. And it's probably harder. You can't just mash something down the hill anymore. You have to kind of keep it short of that creek.
Yeah, I think it's kind of deceiving how downhill this is. It's way more than you think when you throw it. You have to get that nose down so much. But when you do focus on that, you can kind of park it just like Alan did.
Yeah, just dead straight.
You can throw a putter if you need to, a mid. And all these guys are really good at this shot.
Yep. That's kind of the typical landing spot if you just throw a little bit more over stable a disc. Kind of just filters left a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly feels like a must get on this layout.
Yeah. It's a little high left.
Yeah, this looks tight.
And this is just what happens. You just get scared that it'll be on the right.
Yeah. But that's not a horrible thing to end up over there. You're just not really going to get a birdie. It's not super thick. You can pitch out of it. And Phil, his first shot on camera of the round, able to make it to his second hole and throws a mid. I think it was his element, maybe his prophecy, and gets caught up on the left side.
Yeah. It's a tough little putt, just because it's you can go long very quickly.
Yeah, it is one of those shots though. Like you're looking at it, you just run it. You want to run it every time. It's so downhill, and there is a lot of green behind the basket.
Yeah, it is also deceiving how far it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And Adrian's in the woods there. He had a pretty good line. Hit the initial gap to get himself too close to the basket.
Debo looks to be right about circle's edge.
Just a little short. And we have Alan taking the lead early with this birdie.
Yeah, great drive, tap in birdie, getting a stroke on the card.
Yep, I mean, and coming to this round, again, these guys were all tied.
Yeah.
So it's a very close race.
Yeah, so stroke on Adrian and Danny and Phil. And Alan takes the solo lead, I believe.
Yep.
Go long. Whoa.
Hey, over here.
Thank you to MVP for being the sponsor of the St. Louis Open this year.
Yeah.
We were able to give 419 baskets for the players pack for the Yams.
Yeah, and they give us a ton of extras for raffles and giveaways, and we're so grateful to have been working with them for this event. And
Hole 3. This
Yeah.
is a hard hole.
yeah, new pin position on this one that, I mean, it changes everything. It turns it from a par 3 to a par 4, and almost you want to get it birdie to just get a par.
Danny's going this. Yeah. That's the next tee.
Yeah, he's like down that path on the way to the next tee for sure. Allen had caught some trees early and kind of kicked down to the left.
Yeah, this is
And-
the play I think.
Yeah, a
is
lot
the
of
good
people
one.
throw this forehand, and wow, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, so he's right next to B, and that's kind of what you want to do. Like the old pin that we played last year, that's kind of where you want to land because it's just a straight downhill upshot from there.
Yeah, and Phil is throwing this turnover. Gets the kick you don't want. And I think that's in the water.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
Phil's dropping stroke or adding strokes fast early on in the round. Allen, after hitting an early tree, hits another early tree. So that stroke that he just got, he's giving it right back.
here's Phil. He has a lot of woods in the way.
Yeah, he's just kind of
That's-
throwing up a prayer from there, and that's really well done, actually.
Yeah, from where he was, that's really good to get there.
He's able to kind of find the main fairway again. So now he's lying 3, throwing 4. He'll have an upshot. And Allen, after hitting 2 trees in a row, tries an
another one.
overhand. That's tough. Debo is almost on the next tee pad.
Yeah, this is. I don't know if it. Wow. Okay.
Throws like an overhand forehand roller, just knife forehand, and ends up right in the middle. It's a pretty good spot. So we haven't even seen the basket of the green yet, but it's heavily sloping downhill, and you can go way long.
Yeah.
And that's a big hill right there. Like
Yeah.
your disc could easily catch edge and roll 100 feet
Yeah, if
just
we
trying to
finally-
pitch it up.
We finally got the Adrian shot, and you can kind of see he
Wow.
clips that tree and just. Man, if he missed that tree, he got to the backside, and he's probably gonna go all the way down that hill to the basket.
Yeah, definitely could have.
And Phil from the right side of the fairway, I think.
Yeah, so this is his 4th shot. And
Well, that was
great tree. That
Wow.
saved him a stroke for sure.
Yeah.
But that's honestly a decent play. Like, you're throwing your upshot, you might as well miss a little long and hope for some backstop action.
Yeah. And Danny's just pitching that down the hill. Great control.
Wow, that was so good.
That is very hard to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even this is super hard. Yeah, he did that so well.
Yeah. He did.
There's so much trust with that angle to make sure that it doesn't catch edge. It's impressive. And this is such a death putt.
Great putt. Yeah. I mean, if you miss that, if you miss metal, you're going all the way down.
So I think that was for a 5. For
5 or
Allen?
6.
Maybe a 6, not sure. So Phil has this to save his 5 as well. Wow.
Great.
That is such a great 5 save, honestly.
Yeah,
after
especially from being OB.
Right. But yeah, he's trying to figure it out at this point. Debo taps in a nice par,
Yep. Out of position par. That's really good.
as with Adrian.
Yep.
And
Adrian's a good spot. It's just that hole's just hard.
yeah, for sure it's hard. And now we're on to hole 4.
Yep.
Big hyzer over the lake. This tree that's guarding this basket is mean. You do not want to hit any part of it. If you do, there's a great chance that your disc is going to drop down either in the water or on the land and then roll back into the water. So basically you're just throwing a 330-foot-ish hyzer and just trying to miss this tree, but also
This is cool.
be close to it. This is a great little view, or great overhead view
Yep.
to show this line.
Great
very,
shot.
very typical kind of hyzer line, but that you just really got to make sure you don't hit that tree.
Yeah, he hit the tree, but he got lucky that he just
Yeah.
punched through.
Yeah, you can catch like the very back edge of it, but like, oh my!
Okay.
See how I never see that happen.
Yeah. If you touch that tree, you're almost always OB.
Almost every single time, but very fortunate to stay up there. Allen. And this is
Looking
definitely a great line.
Yeah.
Definitely wide enough to miss it, and great
Yeah,
shot.
Great shot. Put it 10, 15 feet.
Yeah, that's really, really good.
And Phil's trying to follow all their lines.
Phil looking to get a birdie to kind of get himself going again.
Looking good.
Yeah, and that looks perfect.
Oh yeah, just on top of. That's Adrian. That was Adrian. No, that was Debo's disc that he almost hit.
Yeah, so Adrian's furthest out here, but still has a good look at it. I mean, he's probably 30 feet.
Yep, he's right on the circle.
So I'm seeing a start frame happening here,
Yep. This is a-
which it really should be.
Yeah.
But this is kind of a separator because, you know, these guys, lead card, they have this shot and they're not worried about it. But I think a lot of people struggle to kind of control that hyzer coming in from right to left. They like to throw straight at things or maybe throw it more spiky, which you can't really do on this one. You have to kind of swing it. It's a good hole.
Yeah. No, it's a great hole. And I mean, there's also that there's a left line there. We
Yeah.
don't really see it in play as much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're a forehand guy.
I go the backhand.
Yeah, I know you do. You should. It's backhand hole.
Yep. And we get our first star frame.
Yep. Props to those guys.
Yeah. This is hole 5, 291 feet, par 3. It's almost like a banana shape. You kind of are aiming at this tree in the middle that's very leafy,
Yeah.
and then
there's-
you're just trying to hug it.
There's a few trees over there. And then this creek, which is OB, and it runs along the whole left side of this fairway. So if you get that kick to the left, it's very likely that you're going OB. And that's flirting with it. Hard to tell,
Yeah.
but he did kick a tree. If that kicked left enough, he could
was
find the
just-
water.
Yeah, he was just a little early of the gap
Yeah.
that you're wanting to hit.
Yeah, and this is in or cross being OB, so yeah, it's kind of a piercing hyzer shot, like a dog leg left, late, piercing hyzer.
Yeah. Adrian clips one of the trees, kicks out back to the right to the fairway, so he's in a good spot to get the 3.
Yep, very specific line, and this looks good,
Oh, he
but
hits the big tree.
yeah, he hit the big one.
That's close to the creek. I think
Yeah,
I saw it land
he's in.
inbounds.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was there. We were thinking that like 2 of these shots might have been OB already, and then Phil throws this, looked perfect,
It's
and,
that
and then
last
he's
one.
convinced it's OB. But they were all inbounds actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dan, he's throwing from over OB for this any shot, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just perfect.
That was
just a
great.
little elevator down. Right, 20 feet, 15 feet, something like that.
Phil just doing a pitch out forehand.
He was kind of running that.
Yeah. That was a
And
good bid.
And I agree with that move. Like he's kind of just gave up too many strokes. Let's get something going. Let's try to make something happen.
Yep.
And he almost does, but Adrian pitching up, done well, parked.
I'm very familiar with this spot.
Yep.
That's where I was.
Common landing zone,
Yeah.
and Allen just again chipping up. So all these guys got putts. Phil's actually went a little long, and he's got to like straddle out awkwardly.
It's a little short.
Yeah, and that's not what he's been doing so far this tournament. He's been very smooth with the putter, so he's looking to get that turned around.
We have Allen with trying to tap in his par. Good putt by Allen.
Yeah, I'm interested to how many birdies were there on this today?
We had 11 birdies.
Okay. Yeah, this gap is just so it's awkward.
Yeah, it's very specific. If you hit
Very
the gap
specific,
perfect,
yeah.
you're gonna park it.
Right. But then there's any sort of kick and then the creek. I mean, it's just it's a tricky little hole.
It is. And we're going on to the beast of a hole, hole 6, par 4, 855 feet. Throw a mash up the hill. Just don't hit this tree, and then your second shot, pretty much another mash, and you're trying to just get to this corner, and just hopefully you can see the basket for your third shot.
Yeah, you're kind of riding this bowl that slopes down to the left. So really staying up on the right side is a great way to get your second shot in at a good angle. And this is a par 4, but I mean it had to have been averaging close to 5.
It averaged at 4.99.
Makes total sense.
Yep. So we have Adrian laying up the back end. Also, I can see Adrian getting real far on this one.
Yeah, he's one of the few people I could see in this tournament actually threeing this hole. We were watching that. It was going OB.
Was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
wasn't
he got
hydrant
he got
out.
saved there by that tree.
Wow. That's still so far down that fairway.
Yeah, I mean, and he ends up in a pretty good spot, but it's so far right. I don't know if he could reach the pin from there. I mean, he probably could, but
Yeah.
Allen
Wagner.
throws a great shot. He's a little more left than I think I'd think is ideal, but
Yeah.
he's still in a great spot. Phil's looking to get up high on the right side too, and throws a little too high, a little too turn, catches that tree. Still a pretty good spot
He's
though.
still up there.
Yeah, definitely could have got a lot more distance.
Yeah. And so you can kind of see a little like stump in the middle of the grass on that hill. That's kind of the spot I feel like you want to be to throw this last shot. I mean,
Yeah.
The third shot.
Yeah, again, keep it to the right. If those woods on the left are back down towards that creek, and your disc can easily get sucked in there. And if you go in there, it's not good.
Yeah, and also being down there, it's like this is a really large hill.
Yeah, and Phil
Like,
ripped
filtering
this
down.
one. He
Wow.
freaking smashed it into the perfect spot.
Yep.
Yeah, just aim
Wow.
at that little stump, and just try to get
Yeah.
as close to it as you can.
He's got past the stump that I was talking
Yeah,
about.
no, he smashed that.
And here's Adrian. Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh.
this looked so much worse than it ended up being.
Really?
Yeah, look,
'Cause I
it
thought
kind of kicked down to the edge there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was a lot like we saw that and I was like, ooh, that's maybe down at the bottom, like in the creek,
Yeah.
and he was able to just kind of step in and straddle out. So You'll
Okay.
see.
We have Allen kind of just see. It doesn't really matter the first shot as much, as long as you just have to punch it higher up.
Yeah, and Allen, I feel like I'm not sure. He didn't really juice that one. He looked like he was kind of laying up, and
Maybe
then
he kind of likes this area from
yeah,
practice.
I think he was. I'm not really sure what that was. So he has to throw this huge high hyzer.
Wow.
and It's great.
Huh.
It's so well done.
That is. It almost feels like that's what he was practicing. He just wanted to be there.
Yeah, I could see that, but yeah, I felt like he could have attacked that corner more, and he just chose to lay up.
Here's Danny, just from a little higher than Allen. That's
Also perfect.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, this is so blind. Like, you never really see this basket until you get all the way up.
Yeah. Phil
That
might be
hill.
able to see it from where he is.
Yeah, Phil. No, I'm pretty sure he couldn't, but he was about as far as you could get.
Yeah.
Oh no, he could. Yes, definitely could.
Yeah, and he gets to see the tree that you want to go around, which is very good. And puts it under the basket.
Yeah,
We
just-
saw Adrian throw.
just
He threw
little-
that forehand, just kind of threw it a little low, but it's really
Yeah.
hard to get to the basket from where he was.
Yeah, but he was very fortunate to have stayed on the edge there and drains this.
Wow.
It's such a great putt. Like, we were all kind of expecting him to run it, but I don't think anybody expected him to go up and take very little time and just drain it like that.
Yeah, and that's a par save.
Yeah, what a par save it was.
Allen just a little short.
Yeah,
Flips the cage.
I know he wants that one back. It was a great upshot.
have Danny try and tap in his par. Yep. Phil doing the same with his tap in par. And we have Alan tapping in the unfortunate bogey.
Yeah, this hole basically averaged like a par 5, so...
Yep.
Were there any threes?
There were no threes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gateway. We have 2 Gateway sponsored players, and they're sponsoring, helping out with the St. Louis Open as well. We're on to hole 7, 251 feet. We're actually playing to the right position that has the PVC pipe in it, and it's just dead straight. Just throw putter as straight as you can up the hill.
Yeah, straight, and hope you don't hit one of these trees and roll back down, which is very easy to do. And Debo
So far, right?
kind of flipped this one up too much.
Mm-hmm.
But it trickled through everything, and he's
Yes.
fine.
Yeah, he has a weird stance putt, but it's wide open besides the weird stance.
Yeah, it's kind of hit or miss whether you're going to get a bad kick or just filter through these trees sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through the trees. There's like a wide open line to it, but it's hard to hit that late gap.
Adrian filtered left. He might
Yeah.
have that. That's where you don't. Left is a lot thicker than right.
Yeah, but he actually was in an okay spot.
Okay.
And Phil kind of does what Debo does, except
Oh wow.
catches the tree and kicks down behind Adrian.
Yeah, if you kick anything on this hole, it kind of just puts you all the way down the hill.
Yeah, most of the time. And Wags, this was great the whole time, really, until they caught that little guy, but kicked it right in the middle, and he's like circle's edge, putting uphill. And Phil is pretty far down. Gives it a great run.
Branch. coming
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was still a great run. That's just right over the top.
So Adrian, I think he was just outside the circle, maybe here.
Wow, great putt. That's 2 great putts for him in a row.
Yeah, very direct, very centered, very confident. He's making moves right now,
Yeah. And hole 7 was averaging as the easiest hole in the course.
which makes sense.
Yep, it's most straightforward. .44 under par. Great. As Wags gets his birdie putt.
Yeah, also very confident putt there after the miss on the last hole. He was feeling good after getting that one.
Yep. And we have Danny in the woods.
Yeah,
Not as weird of a stance as I thought.
Yeah, fortunate to have a pretty open putt there too. I
Yeah.
feel like one direction or the other would have been very tricky,
Mhm.
but landed in a good spot.
Yep. And this kind of starts the, like we had a couple like the first 6 holes, hard birdies to get, and this kind of starts the stretch of you got to get as many birdies as fast as possible.
Yeah, definitely. This is the first one, and it's definitely a must get.
Yep, and it keeps going, and then we have hole 8, 306 feet. We're playing into this gap, and you actually can see this deer right here. That is where the basket is this year. It's not all the way down the hill. I think this position is par 3 instead of par 4. I think it's a little, makes the hole a lot harder because there's death behind. Like, you could fall
Yeah.
down the hill.
Definitely. You see a lot of people, but that's not the position we're going to. It's just short and left of that. But that's where a lot of people end up sometimes when they're running the putt, getting a roll away, maybe pitching up and sliding down, and it can leave you a 60 or 70 foot comebacker.
Yep. This hole, there's like, you can't really see on the coverage, but you're kind of aiming for these dead branches. Like, that's kind of where the gap is. That's what you use as your aiming point to go into the hill.
Yeah, and Debo pulls that one wide a little bit, and he ends up considerably up the hill from where the basket is. So he's going to have a straight look in the gap, but be probably 80 feet or 100 feet.
Looks like Adrian slipped a little bit.
Yeah, also way wide of the gap.
Yep. And one thing, these tee pads are a little slick today. We had a crazy pop-up storm in the morning. We had to actually push back an hour of all tee times for the tournament. So that's kind of helped making the tee pads a little slick today.
Phil's just throwing this forehand and kind of crashing it into the trees, which I like this play a lot because no matter what, you're down near the basket, and he just parks it. Yeah.
That's great.
And he says, "Oh, it's 50 feet short." No, it's parked, Phil.
And yeah, Danny's way up here. Just laying it up. Left some meat on the bone for that one.
Yeah, definitely smart to play it short of the basket and doesn't really get a lot of ground action, so maybe kind of...
Alan did have a pretty good look at that.
Yeah, he kind of gives it a little bid, but it was a tough one, so Debo's still out and cashes
very
it.
confident putt.
Great par putt. And then Phil is pretty much parked.
That is a great shot.
Yeah. And it's good to see Phil turn it around after kind of a rough start, get a birdie. Let's get some things going here, Phil. Alan tapping in.
Tapping in his par. And we are on to hole 9. Hole 9, 445 feet, par 4. This is the typical gap that you're trying to hit. You kind of way down, like, get it into the mouth and then kind of throw a pitch shot down this hill. And this is probably the fastest green on the course.
Yeah.
And then there's another route that we're going to see probably these guys take. There's this, like, kind of in that V in the trees on the right. You're just trying to throw a big hyzer through there and give yourself an eagle look.
Yeah, so you can lay up or you can go for it over the top. And Phil's going for it over the top.
Yes.
Yep.
And let's just call this hole what it is, Taylor. It's the backup hole.
Yeah, this is the backup hole.
And there's a reason for it. I mean, it's blind. It's a 2-shot hole unless you go for it. And so you just have a lot of waiting on this hole usually. And Debo also going over.
Yep. I mean, I feel like all three of these... Wags might be the only one that I might not go for it. But he's the only... Like, I know Adrian's going for it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even... For these guys, it's not even really going for it. This is just a stock hyzer.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Especially for this guy.
Yeah.
Because if anybody could throw a 500-foot hyzer on this card, it's Adrian. And it's exactly what he does.
Is that parked?
Yeah, it's really close.
Huh.
And this
great.
is very deceiving hole too, because especially once you get over those trees, it's like it looks like it's going so far left, but I guess because it drops and hits the trees, it doesn't travel as much left as you think, and you end up right somehow. Like
Yeah. It looks
like Wags, we all thought that was kind of left side, and then he's like on this on the right here.
A little overhand out.
Yeah, that was a great out.
Yeah.
And Phil thought he was parked, but then he gets down here and he's caught up on this right side. And I think this is Debo.
Yeah, this is Debo.
Just pitching up.
Oh no.
But
That's
what happens.
He did that complete. Correct. The vines pick that up.
yeah,
at
there's
the
just
very
stuff on the
end.
ground, man. Like you hit a root,
Yeah.
you hit a stick, it kind of kicks you up on an edge, and then all of a sudden you're 50 long.
Yeah, that was looking so good.
Yep. But very steep slope, so that's going to happen. And Wags, after a great overhand out, oh
just
man, looked so
short.
good out of his hand. And
We have Phil here.
contemplating, yeah, Phil is,
Is it like pin high?
yeah,
Kinda?
basically pin high, probably 60 feet. And he
Okay.
said he had a wide open gap and kind of just didn't hit it.
Yeah, it looks like he just clipped it. It looked like it was a weird
Yeah,
stance.
he said he was like, he should have just pitched up and he tried to run it. And
That's
Debo makes a great comeback putt.
That's
is
a great birdie save.
such a great birdie save after an unfortunate roll away off of a pretty good looking upshot.
Yep, and then this is like, if that hyzer gets, like, this is good. I mean,
Yeah, this is about as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Going over the top, playing
it gets the
flanco,
eagle.
eagles it.
one of 3 Eagles: Adrian, Corey Raines, and Levi Hancock.
Yeah, and strokes on folks there, because what was this? Right around 3.7, 3.8?
It was 3.6.
3.6.
So 0.4 under par.
Yeah, pretty typical stats for a good
Oh,
par
no.
4. So Phil's just trying to make this 30-footer, misses it, and he gets the roll away. So just kind of bad break after bad break for Phil today.
Yeah.
And now he's got a...
It's like all these logs.
And he's pretty far down there. I mean, the basket's at least 8 feet above him at this
Yeah.
point. And just happy to have that one sit down.
Yeah. That had the potential to roll away also.
Yeah, so Phil goes from pin high 60 feet to a 6,
I think this is a 5.
but
5 or 6, yeah.
very unfortunate.
It was a 5.
It was a 5. My bad.
Yeah. And we have Allen tapping into par. And that does it for our front 9 coverage. We're very close. I mean, Adrian and Danny are kind of separating themselves
Yeah.
currently, and they see if anybody else can come back and catch them on the back 9.
Yeah, solid play from all these guys. Yeah, see you on the back 9.
HoopTwig.
HoopTwig out.